Who wants to destigmatize child abusers? Many of those who engage in such abhorrent acts are victims of similar abuse and in some sense deserve help and sympathy, but rebranding them as people with a sexual interest in minors only normalizes their evil behavior. Correct. The above headline is not one I ever imagined putting atop any article I ever authored, let alone having an answer to such a bizarre question. But as I write this in the absence of any evidence to the contrary, I must inform you that Victoria University of Wellington and others in our education system do. A research company has been canvassing for participants in a survey as part of a postgraduate thesis at Victoria. The thesis is entitled Testing the Efficacy of Educational Modules for Reducing the Stigma Towards People with a Sexual Interest in Minors. Now, I don't have a varsity degree, and no, you do not, but I'll have a crack at putting that word salad into common parlance. Can we teach people to be more accepting of those who want to sexually abuse kids? That is exactly what it says. The horrible suspicion is that the theoretical educational modules might be introduced into our school system so that the kids themselves are less concerned about those who would prey upon for their own sexual gratification. A very good point, didn't think of. We have already seen groups like Inside Out given access to school students, not to help them through the bumps of growing up, but to recruit them into the cult of transsexuality. Now, I will say, given the one transsexual in my life that I have met, that is an insult to transsexuals. Transsexuals are actually trying to distance themselves from the transgender nonsense. So I will acknowledge that. With that being said, ideologically speaking, there is no real difference outside of those who are traditional transsexuals of old, kind of dismissing the bullshit gender ideologues, which is fair. But yeah. I am all for research into what makes someone a paedophile and how those blighted individuals might be helped to abandon their perverted urges. Many of those who engage in such abhorrent acts are victims of similar abuse and in some sense deserve help and sympathy, but rebranding them as people with a sexual interest in minors only normalizes their evil behavior. I would like to take part in the research and see how Victoria University thinks I might be educated out of my views on child abusers. There is something in it for me, as I could win one of the $10, $50 Prezi vouchers if I take part. Now, I will say I am kind of keen on the Prezi voucher. I won't lie. I am keen on the Prezi voucher. I could actually put it to some use. Who knows? But the fact that they're actually offering up $10, $50 Prezi vouchers if they take part is actually wild. Wild. The research has been approved by Victoria's Ethics Committee and has the blessing of its Vice-Chancellor. The fact that the Ethics Committee approved it is showing why we probably shouldn't bother with ethics committees at universities, because they dictate what's ethical. And quite frankly, if this is what they deem as ethical, then they can jog right on, move out, and get paid diddly squat. I'm not educated enough to understand what the research is really about, and I'd love the university to explain it to me, but so far, crickets. For those of us not dwelling in ivory towers of intersectional madness, and the idea of destigmatizing child sex abuse is, of course, woke madness. Woke madness indeed. Anyone sitting here telling you that this is normal, that this is a study that should be done, I could go over to X right now and look at a certain person that's been, trying to call me obtuse, trying to say that I'm ignorant, that I'm making up what the study is about, despite the fact I'm doing the study. That I'm ignorant because apparently these are criminal behavioral psychologist people who are their only real intent is they really, really want to reduce the number of people who are victimizing children because of this, despite the fact that absolutely nowhere in the study is that mentioned. The entire study is based on reducing stigma towards those who think this way, so that they can go about their life without being stigmatized. Because apparently stigma increases the likelihood, according to this logic, apparently Less stigma means you're less likely to commit an act. Last I checked, knowing that something is bad, being told that you're bad if you want to act on it, being told that you are bad because you are thinking this way, reduces the likelihood of you acting that way. So reducing stigma will very, very much likely, in my opinion, based on what I know about criminology, increase the likelihood that children are victimized. So these dickheads, quite frankly, they are dickheads. Or one particular dickhead, he knows who he is, he won't watch this. And if he does, good on you. But this study has absolutely nothing to do with reducing offending. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't say that anywhere. You've invented that so that you can defend this study existing on that basis. It's a complete fiction, a fantasy you created. But of course, no, I'm the obtuse person making shit up, even though what I'm just saying is a reflection of what they themselves have produced, what they've shown online, what they've sent to my email. So I'm sorry, you're wrong, shut up.